Winona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. A homestand very favorable for the Milwaukee Brewers at American Family Field, hosting two last-place teams this week, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Colorado Rockies. Not starting in the best manner last night as the Brewers fall 5-4 to Pittsburgh at American Family Field. Brewers had chances to come back late in the game despite a Christian Yelich home run that tied it in the bottom of the fifth. Couldn't overcome the Pirates, though. The Brewers dropped the first of the three-game set. Game 2 of the three-game series is tonight. 6:40 first pitch. Pregame coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. You can also watch tonight's game on local TV on Channel 3, WISC TV. Football, the off-season portion of the off-season continues for the Green Bay Packers, counting down to training camp getting started on July 23rd. Stay up to date on all the latest NFC North Roundtable, ESPNWisconsin.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Tuesday edition. Had an interesting conversation on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. So interesting that I need Tausch's opinion on it. It involves our good friend Josh DiMaggio and an errant UPS package edition. The Evan Cohen scheduled to appear mere days before the Killers come to Summerfest and the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. Not to be confused with what I had called it previously, which was the Amphitheater. No P.
I think it's Amphitheater. No.
I don't think that's what it is, but okay.
I think so.
I'm not here to correct you.
I mean, amphitheater is the most fun way to say it.
And it's amphibious. Because if it rains, you're still going to play. And if it's dry, you're still going to play. So it's
ambidextrous. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, all-customizable, so you can put Wilde and Tausch right there, the first spot, pole position of the ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Android and Apple app stores. I'm Jace Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson, 2 days in a row now in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed location, he is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How is their appearance on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy? I'm excited.
So Josh DiMaggio, friend of show, producer of show, frequent texter on the private talk and text line of the show, ordered a pair of sandals for his.
He's a Birkenstock.
Well, it's not for him. It's for his lovely better half.
Guy.
And so apparently, in his neck of the woods, his address. You know what? Instead of me telling it,
Oh, boy.
do we have walk-up music for Josh DiMaggio?
No.
What do you think his walk-up music would be?
Bum, 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 bum.
You guys have such a strange relationship. Was that like the Oompa Loompa song?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying Josh is heavy.
No,
is what he's doing
I am
there.
not.
And
No,
because, that's what you did.
He's
And just because
chuckling and
Jesse
he comes
lost a
walking
bunch
up.
of weight, now he's fat shaming.
I am
Josh a little
not.
bit. That's
How
what
much
you
of that
did.
have you
No,
gained
did.
back, by the way?
Irrelevant.
Wow. Now Jason's throwing arrows at you?
I'm just
All right.
asking. I am definitely
you're
not
throwing
fat
arrows.
shaming anyone.
Quick
No.
question, because I'm starting to notice that Jason's being really mean and rude lately. I'm noticing that. It's
not very nice.
I know he's got a little vacation coming up. It'd be good for him to take a beat.
Do I?
Get a meal. I thought so. Maybe not. Is sandals and socks now in? Because
Yes.
kids are wearing them. I don't understand it. Like, the whole point of sandals is to not have to wear socks. And since Josh is going to be talking Birkenstock here,
Yeah.
is this really where we're at? That
So-
socks
so-
are now worn with slides and or those – what are those little real comfy – they're not slides, but they're kind of grooved sandals. Do you know what I mean? They're like rubber. They're not Crocs, but they're like grooved. And that's the rave with our
Sharks?
baseball team. I don't know. I don't know.
All right, so before we get to Josh, and Jesse finds more appropriate walk-up music for him than the Oompa Loompa song.
Wow.
I would
What a
say
shock.
this. I was told by Sydney, who was 14, when I was wearing slides without socks, you're walking around with your dogs out? Apparently that's what we call feet now, dogs. They're your dogs.
Well, that's been the case for years.
I'd never
That's a
heard
thing.
that before.
Yeah.
I'd never heard
You've
that.
never heard my dogs are barking
these dogs
when
are
your feet are
barking.
sweating? Come on,
Well, sure,
Jason.
but not.
Of course. So you
I
never
stand
have heard
corrected.
it? Thank
never,
you.
never under. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm the one being mean. The
Wow.
idea.
I mean, come on. You hurt your back.
I've never
Oh,
heard
what
the
does that
phrase
mean?
"your dog's out," as in who let the dogs out.
That's literally
that-
where that song comes from.
No, it's about taking off your shoes.
Part of it, yeah, it's
I don't-
TSA related.
I'm gonna have to.
It was all TSA related.
It's a song about the TSA.
The TSA agents put a song out, try to generate
Everybody's
revenue.
staying calm in line now. Yippee-yi-oh.
All right. So I'm told that socks are not only acceptable with sandals, they are required and preferred by the younger
Why?
generation. Nobody wants.
Why?
I mean, think about your feet.
Man, I got gnarly feet.
Does anybody
doubt.
want to see that?
I don't care. If I'm going to wear sandals, you're going to see it. If I'm at
If
the
you're-
beach, if you're at a beach, the worst thing, and you know this, you put your feet in the sand or they get wet,
Sure.
and then you're going to put socks over the top.
No.
But there's nothing worse.
But if you're walking into your local Burger King for your ice cream, and you've got your dogs out, yeah, yuck, right? As opposed to, hey, you got them covered up with a nice
No.
pair of socks with your slides.
Dude, you came to a Pella remote with your dogs barking.
I know. I have since been reformed.
Well, put some tennis shoes on, bro.
I did.
It wasn't like there's not a beach down by the Pella in Brookfield. There's not a beach there.
Are we going to ask Josh to tell this story or not?
With my sandals
I don't know.
Joining us now, Jesse. What did you come up with?
That Jason didn't know. Let's hear this song. Jason has never heard of feet being called dog. That still is amazing.
Dogs
what song did you come up with?
Who let the dogs out? Roo, roo, roo.
Josh, you're ready, but you may approach when ready.
What a jerk.
Now, I played my own music here to beat Jesse. That I'm taking great insult by what he said. It's also sort of attributed with the dumb guy, which you can say a lot of things about me. I don't think I come off as a dumb guy. There's a lot of things you can say, dumb, not one of them.
Joshy, quick question.
Yeah.
The Oompa Loompa is not dumb. It's like you're sauntering as like a big lumbering fella.
Lumbering.
It's not that you're an
Nothing to
idiot.
do with lumbering. No.
Totally
No, it's
does.
lumbering. It's heavy set. It's not dumb, though. Or you think it is?
I think it's sort of this like a goofy, foolish, like it. There's no compliment involved with the tuba song.
I agree with that.
There's no compliment to be taken.
Absolutely is.
There's not.
Your laugh
What is
is
it?
what people know you most for. You're fun, and it's fun when you're just kind of bouncing around, having a good time. Relax.
So a big jolly fella. So we're going back to the size
It's
thing.
not
Not jolly.
nothing to
You're
do
a
with
lumbering
size.
idiot. Yeah, you know what? You might be right, Josh. Maybe it is you're an idiot,
Have
too.
you looked?
Yeah.
Have you looked at what an Oompa Loompa actually looks like?
Yeah,
You should take great
Willy
offense
Wonka.
to this. Okay.
I will say I'm not going to pester it too bad. I have been mean to Jesse on more than one occasion, so he gets his
very
shots back.
fair.
I have to take it. I give it, I'll take it.
All right.
So to give the whole situation here, we had a package delivered to the street directly behind us, which has the same exact address. So the address throughout the whole thing is the same, down to the numbers.
What is
zip
that
code, all
address
that. It's just-
specifically? And also,
I will not be doing that. I will not
what's
be
your
doxing
social
myself
security
nor
number?
the person who is a thief.
Okay.
Nope, not going to be doing that. The only thing that's different is the road. UPS made a mistake, and UPS ultimately is at fault here. UPS are the people we reached out to about their mistake, and along with us, UPS has made 3 separate attempts to get in touch with the people because they know where it was delivered and they know it was misdelivered. So they've done 3 attempts. We did 1. We went there same day that the package was brought into the house, left a note, which we did not put any accusatory tones in it. We were very pleasant. Said UPS made this mistake. We noticed it was your house based on the picture left. And we said, please contact us. We will happily come to your house and pick it up. We left a phone number and our address to say, hey, even if you're just walking down the street or going somewhere, you could drop it off too, but we're more than happy to come there.
Sure.
After many attempts, UPS finally reached out to us and said, these people have refused to answer the door at any point, but the notes left on the door have made it inside the house every single time, meaning they are receiving notice, but not taking note of it. To add to it, they also have a Ring doorbell. No free ads, but on those doorbells, you can obviously see who's at the door and who's coming to do it.
Oompa Loompa.
They have, yes,
I've
waddling
got
up with the
another
tuba song
package
behind them.
for you.
Sorry, go ahead.
So we have been refunded, and that's fine. UPS took care of it. They said, hey, we just have to take a loss on this one. They are not going to reach back out. But the principal of a neighbor who we know they have it, UPS knows they have it, just neglecting and choosing, you know what? I want these sandals. I didn't order them nor pay for them. But what are you going to do about it? Because they're in my house and you can't come take them. And we can't prove they have it. We certainly all know and understand it. And I was asking, what do I do in this situation? Because I'm typically not a person looking for retribution, but they broke the social contract. They broke the contract of the neighborhoodly, all the niceties, and like we help each other out. They broke it, and I'm at a loss for
Josh.
what to do in response.
Okay, so I have a couple of things.
Yes.
Is it possible that this person has the same size and also ordered these exact same sandals? Is that possible?
I would say it's highly unlikely. It's certainly
But
possible.
it is possible.
It's not 0%.
Beyond a reasonable
I would
doubt,
say it's
some would
less
say
than
in court.
I think you bring the jury in. So here's my other question,
Oh,
and
no.
I'm sure Jason, knowing the Seinfeldian, I have the answer for you. And I don't know if you went down the Seinfeld route.
I did
but
not.
This is
I
eerily
suggested
similar.
calling David Gruber.
This is eerily similar to when you remember when George got the little statue, and the cleaning dude came
Stole
into
it.
Jerry's house and stole the thing. This sounds like this is what happened. So then I think are you interested in taking matters into your own hands and just going over there and taking the sandals back? Because now he's worn these sandals.
I'm unwilling to break into their house or remove them
Yeah,
off
no, I
the
don't
feet
think you
of
should
the
break
person
in.
who may be wearing them.
What if you see him walking down the street?
I like
Are
a
you gonna
good heist
tackle him
idea here.
and
This could
take
be
him right
fun.
off his feet.
Do you know what they look like, these neighbors?
We do not. We do know their
that's gonna
names,
make it-
which I'm not going to share here. I'm not going to dox them.
That's probably
because
smart.
we are
We'd
able to
rather you
look up
not.
tax records in the state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what? Looked up
so
tax
the-
records on them?
Yeah, of course. It's very easy. You type in the
Of
address, tell you who
course.
owns it,
Of
then
course.
you know who you're looking for.
Checked out the circuit
Yeah.
court registry, see if they've been tried in any cases. Did you do that too?
Any jury duty?
Yeah, maybe
Any jury duty
maybe
that
they
does
have
that?
some theft or robbery in their past. Who knows?
I'm going to tell you
What
this,
type of
Josh.
people these are.
I'm with you. You're going to get fully whole. Thank you, UPS. Even though I don't know why we're giving UPS so, but okay.
Uh-huh.
So UPS took good care of you.
They deliver
But
ice
it would
cream.
bother me. This would bother me a lot if this happened.
Yes,
Like, this would bother me a lot.
That's why I wanted to bring it up on our show because I thought this would really be in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, it would bother me, and I would find a way to rectify the situation. I don't know the right route though. I would go over and address. They just won't answer. What are they gonna? Are they basically turning into hermits so that nobody can come in their house? They're not answering the door for FedEx or for UPS. They're not doing Amazon, and now they're not going to, if Joshy D comes over. What if you take over, I don't know, like a nice tort? You take a piece tort.
Tort.
You take a piece tort over and say,
blueberry
listen,
pie?
man, I don't know what
Chocolate
happened.
eclair tort.
This,
Yep.
this thing has spiraled, a blueberry tort. This thing has spiraled out of control.
Don't the
I
Oompa
want to be a
Loompas
good neighbor.
specialize in
I don't want to
chocolates?
have this I don't want to have this consternation in our neighborhood. Here is a tort. Can I please have my blanket sandals back? And go from there.
Pipe Jim on the private talk and text line predicting that these sandals are already on eBay.
Yeah, I imagine that's the case.
Would you consider purchase? Are they at a lower price than you paid for them originally?
Just right. You could end up making out on this whole deal.
Could you buy them at a discounted rate?
We get a full refund and then maybe 50%. Because
Yeah.
who's
Right.
going to buy something?
He can't
for
sell
list
those
price?
things. Yeah, they're hot. Can't sell those things at full price.
See if he has the guts to
And
do
the
a porch pickup.
see if they'll deliver them for you. See if they'll deliver them to your door.
All right, Joshy, we appreciate you. I'm sorry that you were criticized.
All right,
or,
so Josh, before you go,
I still like
before
the
you
heist
go,
idea. Joshy's 11. All the
I
producers
think the
get
heist
together.
idea is good too. Joshy, I know you're a principled cat, man, and what are you going to do? What does your girlfriend think you should do? And what will the consensus of the DiMaggio household end up doing?
The real result here is probably going to be nothing, and I'm just going to stew about it. Because the problem with
gonna
any
be
sort of real retribution, yeah, it is. The problem with real retribution is they have our phone number and our address. So if suspicious things start
But you have
happening around
theirs
the
too,
house,
and their
you know,
tax
maybe
bill.
Hatfields and the McCoys
correct,
right here.
But I don't know if they're going to escalate. You know, people were suggesting like, those glitter bombs where you open a package and it shoots glitter all over, and then you've got a mess of glitter to pick up. But if we do that, they're going to go, well, it seems like somebody did this, and we have a good clue of who it may be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think you take. Why don't you just order another pair of sandals?
Because that's admitting defeat.
We already have the replacement.
That's quitting.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
already has the replacement.
But that's quitting.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. We've been refunded, but it's the principle of the matter. Of,
I agree.
You don't feel whole. You're not going to feel whole until you get this thing rectified. I get it.
I have an idea.
I get it.
Send in the Girl Scouts. Sell them some cookies, ring the doorbell, get them to the front door, and then you surprise them when they come out to answer the door, and then say, hey, where are my sandals at?
Just buy them back off
Trojan
eBay.
horse.
Yeah. All right, Josh, we
wonder,
appreciate you.
Can you get like a preemptive search warrant to go have someone search the house for the sandals?
I don't think that the police department
There's
does
enough
request.
evidence here. What?
Hey, play the Oompa Loompa song, and I'd like to request that you search my neighbor's home for my sandals.
You take the basement.
You know what? This is so you. If this happened to you, you'd be having outrage on outrage. And you'd let's not act like you just sit there and say, "Oh shucks, that's too bad that my neighbor did that." Like, come on. Like, it would bother everybody that this happens. If it happens to you, it will bother you, and you're not going to just throw in the towel on it. Josh, I'm with you, baby. I'm with you.
I'm not.
What would you do?
Well, I certainly wouldn't put in a request for a search warrant with my local police department because it doesn't work that way.
How do you know?
Because I live in. You can't. Ordinary citizens cannot request the police search someone else's home.
You'd say, I just had goods stolen from me, and I want you to go check to see if this is the case. Now, maybe I can't. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I guess I don't know. But I know this. I'm not going to just roll over and say, oh, well, shucks. Oh, yeah, I guess that's just the way it is. No, it's not the way it is.
Okay, so what's your plan?
I have my plan. I just told you, the tort. Peace tort.
Peace tort.
Okay. Joshy, get baking because you got to get your tort ready to deliver to your neighbors and ask for your sandals back, buddy. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm on it.
He's not on it.
I just love that Jason acts like, oh, there's nothing you can do. You would be livid on top of livid if you got a bunch of golf clubs sent to you for Sid or Madison, and a neighbor kid it got delivered, and they were the wrong. And then all of a sudden, you see they're out swinging the clubs out in the yard. Oh, these are great clubs. You're telling me you just sit there and say, "That's too bad." Yeah, I know you would.
I must have missed the part of the story where he saw the neighbor walking in the sandals. I must have missed that part.
He's going to. He's gonna.
Not if the person's selling it on eBay. He's not going to see them wearing them.
It's irritating. I'm irritated for Josh this morning. I'm irritated for him.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I don't feel like you have a ton of empathy for Josh in this case.
I actually thought this was a great story. We had a great conversation about it. I brought it to you so you could discuss it, not so you could claim that I would be forgiving about it.
I'm curious. Like, I think everybody would react differently. Jesse, what would you do?
I would go ring the doorbell.
You had people put water jugs in front of your door, and you thought it was World War IV.
The infamous water jugs in the apartment. That was a time. I would go ring the doorbell. I'd probably repeatedly go over each day and ring the doorbell until you figure out like what's going on. Get them to answer the door. If they don't, you leave them alone. But then you try again the next day and the next day and the next day. It's relentless. It's a war of attrition to try and get to the bottom of it. You can't just give up.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Neighbors, you just walk across the street or wherever they are. And ding dong. Hey, nobody home? Okay, I'll try again tomorrow. Go over at 10 a.m. the next day. Go over at 5 p.m. on the next day.
I know what you could do. You could go over there with some great opportunities from Pella and say, you know what? I know you got my sandals. I got something better for you. I can get you windows and doors right now, and you don't have to pay anything for 2 years. That will be the in. Right now, time to upgrade your windows and or doors, but you don't want to spend a fortune? Well, Pella is the best in the industry and has a product line for every budget. And right now, you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. You can walk around in those Birkenstocks that you did pay for, and you can get 2 years with no payments or interest. So if the plan is to wait, you can get it now and wait to start making payments for up to 2 years later. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on June 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
We'll get ready for Evan Cohen next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Summer is here and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
we're on the Badgers.
The schedule, as we all know, it's very challenging, daunting, however you want to describe it.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
He wants guys who want to jump at the opportunity to play against a schedule like that.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Who let the dogs out? 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 When the party was nice, the party was pumping. And everybody having
Let's go to the phones.
Hey,
He is
Jason,
a member.
Do you think that song is feet or actual dogs getting let out?
Yeah, I think it's actual dogs.
Okay.
I think they have dogs running in the video. If I
They do.
remember.
It's very much the creature, not the feet.
Okay.
Let's go to the phones as a member of the 565 analytics staff has had a similar experience with the delivery of a package in Canton, Ohio.
He didn't bring this to HR. When we had our HR meeting at 565, he didn't bring it to it.
Welcome, Geriad. Fill us in on your similar situation.
How's it going, fellas? Morning.
Good morning.
So, I'll tie a few things in here and a little callback and give Tausch a little bit of a chance to rant on a situation that'll be right up his alley. So it wasn't actually in Canton. So long story short, my brother-in-law lives in North Carolina. He has a 1-year-old. They're due in July with their second child. So they decided to put out a baby shower registry on Amazon.
Venmo.
Callback with a QR code. So we living in Canton have some prior things going on. We're not going to be able to make it. So my wife went ahead and said, "Hey, we'll just send you some stuff if that's okay." Yeah, no problem. Go ahead. So we go ahead, order. He's already got a daughter. They're having another girl. So we got some shirts and attire and stuff that says big sister, little sister, different stuff like that. A bunch of diapers, I think like a pack and play, just a bunch of stuff, and sent it to his house. Well, he had just recently moved within the last couple months. His address is very, very similar to another person's address who lives about 5-10 minutes away. Same house number, same street name. The only difference is one is street, one is road.
Oh,
Oh, God.
This gets delivered to the other house, and this isn't the first time it's happened. It's happened numerous times with other things my brother-in-law said, and the guy would call my brother-in-law and say, "Hey, I got your stuff. When do you want me to stop over? Do you want to meet up? We can exchange, whatever. I'll get you your stuff, no problem." This time, however, that did not happen. So my wife saw that it was delivered and asked my brother-in-law, "Did you get the stuff?" And he said, "No. When was it supposed to be here?" Long story short, it's at the other guy's house. So my wife does on Amazon. She gets refunded. We're good. My brother-in-law calls the guy and says, "Hey, I think I got something delivered for us to your house." And he says, "Oh, yeah, my daughter's actually having my second granddaughter, so I was just going to keep the stuff and give it to her." Seems very IPT, in my opinion, considering this is not the first time that's happened. They're already well acquainted because of this. But to put, ice cream on top of ice cream cake, my brother-in-law is also a cop. So I don't know if the search and seizure and the warrant, if that plays into it.
Wow.
But I figure, we got the QR code, we got the IPT, we got the cops involved, we got a little bit of everything, and then of course, Tausch, you can rant about street names being the same and not being creative.
That's what Geriad, that's why you're the GOAT. I was going to bring that up even if you had not called, because I've said we are lazy and uncreative about street names, and that was the part of the Josh DiMaggio story that got left out. It gets fixed if you just don't say First Street Northwest. Like, it's just, we're so lazy with it. This is a great way. This should be in our school systems where we have kids be creative and come up with new street names. Hey, get it off to the city engineers, and let's go about doing it this way rather than just lazily flop a number and be done. And then you have this package deal, and now as everything's getting automated, Geriad knew exactly he was going to trigger me, and he did. And well done by Geriad.
Geriad, so where does the case currently stand?
So I don't know if he still has the stuff or not. I know my brother-in-law does not have the stuff. My wife was refunded, and she went ahead and reordered the stuff. He did get the second package, but as far as what happened with the first one, I guess the guy got some new baby, soon to be
Grandpa.
arrival stuff for free. I guess. I guess.
The guy said it out loud that he was going to keep it.
Sounds like a confession to
my
me.
brother-in-law. Because my brother-in-law. It's not the first time it's happened, like I said, so they're well aware that their addresses are the same. And before, this guy had called my brother-in-law and said, hey, I think I got something of yours. Where do you want to meet? Whatever. They're 10 minutes down the road from each other. So now when my wife said, hey, did you get that stuff? Let me know if you get it. My brother-in-law called that guy and said, hey, I think you may have got something of mine. And he said, yeah, my daughter's having a baby. I was just going to give it to her as a gift. So complete confession, well aware.
Bold strategy,
that is bold, baby.
Wow. Have packages ever gone the other way, where your brother-in-law has gotten an item that should have gone to this diaper thief fellow, the grandpa thief?
Not that I'm aware of, but at this point, if it does, I say you just, oh yeah, I was just going to give it to my so-and-so neighbor and just keep it because, why not?
All right, keep us updated on this because I am curious with the added layer of your brother-in-law being a police officer. Is he just going to let this go, or is he going to follow up on it in some form or fashion? Like
I would hope he would follow up. Coincidentally, just another layer. His wife also works for the cops. She's in the K-9 unit with the drug dogs, and
so be sniffing out those diapers, baby.
Let that dog get those clothes back.
Hopefully they're new.
Woof.
No one wants to sniff out the dirty ones, but yeah, hopefully we'll see where this goes.
Geriad, thanks for the call. Perfect to chime in on this. This is why they pay you the no bucks at 565 Analytics.
But we're appreciative, Jason. We don't pay, but we're very appreciative.
And we are appreciative of Gruber Law Offices as a great partner. And if we have a legal question like we do now, I will text David and ask him if Josh has any recourse. That's not his specialty. His specialty, obviously, is an injury law. But he knows the law, and he can help us out. We got to get ready for Evan Cohen, but you need to make the call if you've been injured. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. Go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more. Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers.
There are moments where it feels like you're close, but taken holistically, those look like blips.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
To win a championship, you have to consistently be that team.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. Over the past 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's top destination for player development and advancement, including over 468 college commitments and 27 MLB draft picks. Their facility in Windsor is the home of GRB Rays baseball and features over 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training. Tryouts for the 2026 summer season begin July 22nd. Find full training programs and register now at grbacademy.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until June 30th. Why drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary? Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Every kid deserves a strong start, and that's the belief driving the Ingold Family Foundation. Founded by NFL fullback and Wisconsin native Alec Ingold, the foundation seeks to bring attention and financial support to the children within our nation's child welfare system. Inspired by the lessons learned in sports, their mission is to empower underserved youth through accessible and impactful learning experiences. They focus on financial, mental, and physical health to provide education, inspiration, and access to opportunity, helping young people achieve their dreams. Learn more and donate today at alecingold.com.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I'm throwing caution. What's it gonna be? Tonight the winds of change are blowing wild and free. If I don't get out of this town, I just might be
They're coming to the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. I still say that wrong. I just can't help myself.
It's tough.
Later this week.
Tough word.
But Evan Cohen, not the Killers, joins us now. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, Mark, how are you guys?
We are
really good, Evan.
Fabulous.
By the way, you guys are on the phone with me right now as I am walking towards what is a very interesting scenario as to whether or not I got a parking ticket. I parked in the general vicinity of a fire hydrant.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to find out if I got a parking ticket, and I don't know where my car is. Okay, this is a problem. Now? All right.
You may not find a ticket. You may find you've been towed.
Stunning development.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. What do you
wait
guys
a minute.
think? If I'm like,
Well,
if I'm
is your
5
car
feet in
there or
front-
what?
If I don't know. I realize I'm on the wrong street. If I parked 5 feet in front of a hydrant, what do you think?
Well, first of all,
You're fine.
Getting the wrong street apparently is a common problem over the last several days after our conversation with Josh, having his package delivered to the same address 1 street over. So I hope you find your car on the correct street.
Yeah, me too.
The NBA Finals are over. We talked to our Bucks buddy Justin Garcia yesterday. He was great. One of the things we talked about was obviously Giannis and the Bucks free agents. Have you been spending more, less, or about the same amount of time on Giannis on your program lately? And what are your expectations for that scenario?
I mean, way less, because I've been saying all along that I don't believe that Giannis is going anywhere. And I think the fact that it is clear now that whatever decision is going to be made, if any decision, because a reminder, no decision has to be made because he's under contract, will not be made for a while. And I don't think there's any decision to be made. And I think when you look at all these injuries across the Eastern Conference, I wonder whether or not Giannis is just sitting there saying, I'm good. I'll just operate this way and be totally fine and think that this team, whether with or without Dame long term, can still compete once they tinker a little bit. My car is here. Now the question is whether or not I have a ticket. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Uh-oh. What is that? What is that? No ticket and a spot on the street, $50 saved. You know, it's $50 by this new office in the city. It's ridiculous for parking.
Wow. That's hot.
Tausch, you've added a lot today so far.
Well, what do you want me to do? You're sitting there and you're spitting? Yeah, go ahead. I do think that this whole street name, the fact that you didn't even know what street you were on, and with Josh, you talking about what he.
Street.
Oh, okay. Well, how disappointed were you in the fact that Kevin Durant went for, as you put on your show yesterday, the 7th and 10th best asset to the Houston Rockets, where the Miami Heat, I hate to say this, but they're middling now to the point where I'm not going to say they're irrelevant, but unless they do something, that's kind of where they're at. You seem pretty disappointed by the fact they didn't pull the trigger and get KD down there.
That's right. I think you're 1,000% right on everything you're saying. I think that the irrelevant part's tricky because, and I know as much as you like to rib me about the Heat, which is totally fine, and I deserve it, you also simultaneously have extreme respect for what they have done over the course of 20-plus years, right? Yeah. So, and I know you guys. I know you do. So, and I think Jason does probably even more because of, when we talk about whether it's Mike McCarthy or Mike Tomlin or these coaches that have had sustainability and become underrated in some cases. I know Tausch, you think overrated in Tomlin, but definitely underrated relative to McCarthy. I mean, look at what Spoelstra has done, and then I think we all know, all right, that's a great coach and a great franchise, et cetera. That said, yeah, I mean, I literally just walked out. I was talking to Bobby Marks, ESPN front office insider, and I was wondering, what?
Marksy. Yeah, I call him Marksy. You call him Bobby Marks. But
I didn't know that. You called him Marksy. Okay.
Marksy.
Basically, my hunch, and based on the reporting, is correct. They didn't offer anything. So that to me is weird. It's why are these teams not all in on Kevin Durant?
They think KD's washed. They think he's washed. That's why.
But Tausch, based on what? Based on what? Look at his
numbers. He's 37, blown out Achilles a few years ago. I mean, they don't think he's got a lot of runway left. That's why.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. How about that?
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
You're right. I also think
so. What did you make of?
To get better.
What did you make of the Drew Holiday trade? Because to me, this is telling you that teams are now much more worried about the financial parts of this than they have been in the past, and the days of racking up 3 superstars or trying to do what LeBron did, those days are gone. Is that a fair assessment on your end?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, here's what happened last night, I believe. I believe we had a double salary dump. And it's to your point, so let me explain. I believe the Boston Celtics got rid of 2-time champion, of course, once with the Bucks, Drew Holiday, because they did not want to pay an enormous amount of money by way of luxury tax. I believe the Portland Trail Blazers, who everyone in the state of Wisconsin is dying to talk about today, took on Drew Holiday simply because it's actually, even though it's a bad contract, going to ultimately be less than what they would have had to pay this guy Anthony Simons. But to your point, what the NBA has done, and I think it's incorrect in their assessment, what the NBA has done is create rules to penalize teams from doing a good job for a long period of time. We started talking about this morning on Unsportsmanlike. Like, we're not that far away from the Oklahoma City Thunder having to part ways with some of their guys. Why? Because they were really good at drafting. So they're actually getting penalized for being really good at drafting. Hey, you know what? We had so many picks, and we hit on so many of them, thus we have to get rid of some of them. Something seems wrong with that, because it's not about money spent. All of these people can spend the money. And would be willing to spend the money as long as they were making the money. It's about the penalties that they would receive as a result of spending the money, i.e., you can't trade two guys for one guy, i.e., you lose a draft pick, i.e., you cannot sign a player for more than a certain amount of money in season by way of a buyout. All of these competitive advantage rules, and I think they're cutting off their nose to spite their face, because I don't personally believe the 7 champions in 7 years is actually a good thing. I think you want dominance in sports.
Dynasties.
To have that big bad bully. Yeah.
I like that.
You don't agree?
I agree.
I would agree, too. I think that and I watched last night a little bit of The Last Dance, the end of it again, and, that was what drove people. The Jordan, that last championship run, trying to knock those guys down. I don't think what the Heat did with LeBron was good for the game. I don't. But I do think the interest level in someone trying to knock them off is a reason why more people tuned in than not.
Yeah, okay, wait, 2 questions on that. One, not to relitigate. Why was a big 3 in Miami not good?
I just think it was LeBron kind of saying, I can't do this, I need to go and get help, and it was too much. There was too much there, and I don't.
Did you have a problem
there's
with
a
him
balance
doing the same thing going back to Cleveland? Wait, did you have a problem with him? He did the exact same thing going back to Cleveland. He made the assessment after 4 years. Miami did not have enough. Don't get it twisted that he wanted to go home. He saw Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. That's what he saw.
Listen, man. I ain't getting it twisted.
I'm just saying.
I think.
Yeah. I think it's ridiculous.
LeBron
I think the whole
always
thing
looked
is
for the easy.
ridiculous.
Okay.
No, but
he looked for the
here's
easy
the
way.
issue I have.
Path of least
Okay,
resistance.
fine. That's a LeBron thing. That's not a Heat thing. But the thing that I have an issue with is, like, should the NFL be putting in further rules, to make sure the Chiefs can't be good for that much longer because they hit on Mahomes?
No, they have made it where you can keep your quarterback with the franchise thing. I think the NFL has done it right. They've tried to make it where if you're a competent organization, you can go on a New England and a Kansas City run. If you get that quarterback spot right for a long period of time, you're going to have a lot of bites at the championship apple. And I think the NBA is still going to be, if you have your 2 guys that are the right guys, Pippen, Jordan, you're going to be in a position to win a lot. If you don't, you're going to have injuries and everything else. And that's what I want to ask you. There's been different folks.
One very quick thing on this. One very quick thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think it is interesting in terms of roster composition and team building. So you're right. The NBA, like if you're to define each sport, how do you build a title winner? A quarterback in the NFL outperforming his contract at the highest level is how you start to build a title winner. What you just said is, in the NBA, having a big 2 and then like 6 or 7 guys around that big 2 that are at least average on offense and defense, and hopefully above average if you're lucky. So what happens if you unintentionally, by way of draft in 2 cases, trade in another case, develop a big 3 as Oklahoma City has done? You're ultimately going to be penalized because you hit on 3 guys. They would have been better off if Jalen Williams and Chet were a little bit worse. Which sounds so stupid, but it's true.
Fair. Are the NBA playoffs too long?
Well, tell me how you'd like to shorten them. Here we go, another Tausch idea.
Well, I think I don't. I don't necessarily agree that they're too long, but it is 3 months, and you're having injuries, and you're having. I don't know what the right answer is, but I know this did feel too long and drawn out more than in the past. And I probably don't have any scientific research behind it. I don't know what maybe you limit it and you just go 16. I don't know, Evan, but I'm asking you as the NBA expert.
I believe it's this. I believe if we had the exact same playoffs next year with the exact same people and the exact same results and the exact same injuries, it would not feel as long. And the reason I say that is because we now have a target in Oklahoma City. When you don't have a target and you don't know who the biggest team is, it could feel a little bit more drawn out. The NFL always feels short relative to playoffs, obviously because they are, but because more times than not, as you pointed out, you have a Chiefs or you have a Patriots or now you have an Eagles and you have maybe a Ravens and a Bills as well. When you have that target and everyone is focused on the one team in addition to their own teams, I think it feels easier and shorter.
Okay. All right, last
Jason,
one for me.
And
you don't talk.
What happened to Jason?
You don't talk.
Jason?
Yeah, a couple things. First of all,
okay.
I would like to rewind to what you were saying about the NBA. Justin knows all about the aprons and everything else, which I'm not going to lie, my eyes glaze over when we get into the finer points and details of that. But they're really important,
agreed.
Right? And having worked in your previous incarnation, sometimes on a variety of NBA-related shows, why does the NBA have so many restrictions tethered to their salary cap structure? Because
Great question.
that they
I have an answer for that.
They look at the
Great
NFL
question.
and the parity, and it's very interesting to them, right? Because that does keep a lot of teams engaged. But why do they do it?
Couple of things. Great question. All right, a few things on that. Number one, NBA 4P to 6P Eastern on Sunday. I'll be doing a free agency special on ESPN Radio with Tim Bontemps tonight. Just a quick plug on that.
No Marksy? No Marksy on that one?
How about Legler? Where's Legs? Why is Legs not on?
Legs hates this stuff. I've done this with Legs for years. He hates the speculative free agency trade stuff. He loves the analysis
I'm going to tell you this.
of basketball.
Legs is the best basketball analyst on our station. Period. Fin. Continue.
Wow, more than Ben Brust. Interesting. Okay, so Jason, the reason, and this is going to sound ridiculous, the reason they have all these rules, in my opinion, is the same reason that I shouldn't go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Someone needs to protect someone from themselves. The NBA is actually petrified of the horrific decisions majority governors, owners of teams, will make if there's no penalty for spending other than money. Look at Phoenix for a second, okay? Phoenix has spent so much money on such a bad team acquiring these players, and the only reason they're not going to use money to fix their problems is because they lose the ability to get players as a result. When money is your only penalty, if you were to say to Tausch, hey, you really screwed up here, we're going to fine you money, he doesn't care. If you say, hey, you're going to lose the show, that's a different story. Right? So if a majority governor does not have the opportunity to improve their team because they spent too much money, because they can't sign a player, they can't trade for a player, they can't do this, that, the other thing, that's when the penalties are felt and where it's more under control. Now, that's part one. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. Part two is you just conveyed one of the biggest pieces of crap argument, not by you, okay, but by the NFL. Not that they're a piece of crap. Like, the argument is a piece of crap. There's no parity in the NFL. It's ridiculous. The same teams are great every year. What the hell are we talking about? What kind of parity? You had 20 years of a Patriots run of dominance, And, during that year, Steelers were good all the time. Colts were good most of the time. Ravens were good most of the time. Now we have the Chiefs, who are going to be good for 20 years. And during that run, Ravens are good. Bills are good. Steelers are good. Guess what? How many different iterations of Niners, Packers have we had over the last 30 years? 1 million. What are we talking about with parity in the NFL? That is such ridiculous crap, in my opinion. The Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers have been at least good enough. All three of us, and we're all around the same general age group. Although I believe Jason may be the oldest. Which
I am indeed.
Yeah, by a bunch.
Yeah,
by a bunch.
So, literally, the majority of our lifetime, the Green Bay Packers have been at least good enough. That sound like parity? The majority of our lifetime, the Chicago Bears have been at least bad enough. Obviously, there are one-off years. What kind
Evan,
of parity
you
are
bring
we
up
talking
you
about?
bring up a fascinating point, because the NFL sells its 32 fan bases on parity, and realistically, the NBA should be selling it much more, because you get a transformational player, you can flip the script probably more so than in football. And I always look at it and say, well, when it gets to be July 23rd and teams report, 32 fan bases think they can win a championship. Now, realistically,
No, they don't.
what is that number? 50? No, I'm saying that's always been the point, because I can tell you get in front in the meetings, and coaches will say, it's a fresh start. If you can catch lightning in a bottle, things can happen. Can I finish my point? Then let me finish my point, Evan. Let me finish my point.
Yes,
my
sir.
point is the NFL is selling parity, and their fans eat it up. The NBA doesn't, and they should. Go ahead.
So let's do the exercise, okay? NFL fan bases come late July that should realistically go into this season saying, we got a shot to get to the Super Bowl. You've got three off the top of your head with no debate in the AFC, in Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore. Let's be lenient in this argument to make the point. The Chargers and the Broncos, I think, are really potentially good. I think their fan base can sell themselves on getting to the Super Bowl. We're just going to play it out here. That's
I would
fine.
agree.
The Texans are
Texans.
6.
Yep.
Bengals fans, let's say yes, even though I don't agree with it. Let's say yes because they've seen it. So that's 7.
Okay.
Okay?
I would agree.
Are we stopped? I don't believe the Steelers fans can, and I don't believe anybody in the AFC East can this year. New England in a year, but not this year. Let's go to the NFC. Eagles and Commanders, that's 2. Packers, 3. Vikings, Lions, yes, that's 4.
Rams, I would give the Vikings.
5.
Hey, even though the Vikings got a young quarterback, I think their fans believe that they can.
Yeah, let's say 7 and 7. Okay, let's say 14 teams, just roughly, can believe that they can legitimately make a run to the Super Bowl. Now let's go to the NBA of fan bases that right before the season in October would look at it and say, you know what, we may have a shot here of actually making a run to the finals. Okay, so in the Western Conference alone, Oklahoma City, Houston, the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Wolves, the Warriors, the Mavs, although there could be some news today there, and then San Antonio. How many is that in the West alone?
Hey, that's 9. What's the news?
Okay.
News break.
Cleveland,
NBA Insider.
Cleveland, the Knicks. I guess the Pacers can't. The Bucks can. Detroit,
Celtics,
Orlando. No, Celtics can't with the injuries. Detroit,
I think
Orlando,
they still think they can.
Okay, and then as wild as this sounds, Philly.
Okay.
If they run it back, which I don't know what you're running back. My point is, we're almost at the majority of the entire NBA without actually being lenient relative to fan base's expectations. We were so lenient in the NFL. We probably should have included Tampa, but we were so lenient in the NFL And it's just ridiculous. And you know what it's going to be. The AFC Championship game is going to be at least one of the big three of Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo, maybe two, and then maybe you'll have Houston slip in one round deeper than they got last year. What are we talking about with parity? I'm sorry to go
Is
off
that a
on this.
brand? So do you think that's a branding thing? Is that the NFL just being a better brander?
Okay, so the reason that you would consider it a brand is you're then believing, hey, if you get all 32 fan bases engaged, you've won the season before it starts.
Yes.
Where I say, hey,
Yes.
dominance in sports is the best, but dominance if the Thunder become the Warriors, why would the Blazers fans be all in? Why would the Hornets fans, the Wizards, teams that you know have no shot, why would they be all in?
So I think when the NFL argues parity, I think what their argument is that all these teams are still in playoff contention, and you can miss the playoffs 1 year and then make it the next. Like, say, the Packers in 23, right? And they win a game. You don't have to win a 7-game series to advance, so any given Sunday applies. So you have teams like the Commanders this year. Did you have the Commanders playing in the NFC Championship game?
No.
But to Evan's point, it is a bit of a fallacy because in the NBA, who cares if you made it to the Eastern Conference semifinals? No one's super excited about that, right?
Yeah, but Jason, to your point, and you're listening to Wilde and Tausch here at ESPN Wisconsin.
Great reset.
Great reset. Really good reset.
Oh, I forgot to reset the me part. Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike joining us weekday mornings at 5 a.m. here on ESPN Wisconsin. Catch him Sunday, 4P to 6P with Tim Bontemps free agency special. All right.
And Legs. You better get Legler on that
and
show.
Mark C. We don't ever say 4P, 6P, by the way.
No, that's the national. That's what national folks
Also got a
do.
Brewers game in Madison on Sunday, so
Bumpin' Cohen. I like that. BC.
Wow. Thanks, Jesse. WKTI, WBEV, and WTLX. I think I have to get the legal ID stuff in there, if I got that right. Anyway, so
nice job,
Jason. To your point about the NFL sells being alive late, right? Like, hey, it's week 14. This team's still alive.
They do.
Based on that as a model, which I understand that, the NBA has 10 play-in or playoff teams in each conference, and they have 15 total teams in each conference. So why would the same not apply then there? Because we kind of crap on the idea of, like, oh, my God, who wants to watch this terrible play-in game, right? So the ability to be alive late as a selling point should work not only for the NFL, but it should work for the NBA as well.
I agree, and I was bolstering your argument that it was branding. Now, again, your beloved Miami Heat, did they not play in the play-in tournament and then reach the NBA Finals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah. But, okay, but Jason, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is that parity? Is that dominance? What is that? How Jason Wilde would assess that?
Yeah, I would say this. I know there are those that don't think it's a good thing that there have been 7 different champions the last 7 years. I prefer that because I don't know if there's a transcendent player right now like Kobe, like LeBron in his heyday, or like Jordan that I want to keep seeing. Like Tiger when he was golfing, right? Like, is there anyone in the end?
That's an interesting thing. You just brought up a fascinating point. What you just said was, I'm interested in dominance. I'm just not interested in dominance from these current stars in this league. If you gave Jason Wilde a star that he wanted to see win twice in a row, he'd sign up for that. He just doesn't have that star in this league. If Caitlin Clark could win twice in a row, you'd sign up for it because you want her to be the face. So this time next year, if we're talking about Oklahoma City back-to-back, you may put a negative spin on it because you have no emotion towards Shea, not because you don't like the idea of dominance or dynasty.
Yeah, and look, I would say the last time I felt this way, what did Golden State do? Did they win 3 and 4 years? Or 3 and 5 years, something like that?
Yeah, they won in 15, lost in 16, won in 17, won in 18, lost in 19. And
yeah,
they won in 22.
I enjoyed that. That was an enjoyable team.
Because
I like
you like
Steve Kerr.
Because you like Steph.
Yep, and Klay Thompson. Yeah. So, again,
Did you like the Heat winning in 2 and 4 years? Like, if you took away your hatred towards me and just looked at the Heat in general, did you like the Heat winning twice in 4 years?
Again, hatred is strong. No, because of the
really
way...
a lot of hatred? Is that better?
Just extreme dislike.
Okay. So if you took out your extreme dislike of me, was that a sport turn-on for you of, like, that level of dominance?
No, because I disliked what LeBron did more.
And if he went to Milwaukee, would you dislike it?
More than I dislike you. I don't... if he went to Milwaukee now and took like a bargain basement deal to play with Giannis and win a title, I'm in.
Tausch, let's finish with this if we could. Tausch, if you were to
I have something I need to finish with you on, but yes, go ahead.
You'll like this. If you were to power rank all on-air ESPN Wisconsin teammates, me included, of people Jason dislikes the most. So
why are we
doing this? Who's in the top three
Evan,
in addition to my...
Here's the deal.
Yep.
Evan, I am good. No. I'm going to be a great teammate. I am not going to go down that road because I think it's just not going to be good for the team chemistry. So I want to finish with this. You, with your big national platforms, and the fact that you do NBA and NFL at such a high clip, will you be talking? And I said that this game coming up Wednesday afternoon at 1:10 on WTMJ on our station 100.5 here in Madison. Skenes versus The Miz. 2 stars.
That's not his name.
Will there be...
Will I be talking it?
Will
Clearly
there be...
His name is Skenes.
Not on this show.
You don't listen to the show enough then, because this is a fun little deal. Will you be talking about that game, promoting baseball on your big boy national platform Wednesday morning?
Well, clearly you don't listen to our show enough because we talked about Miz yesterday at 6 a.m. your time. We discussed Miz and how Canty brought him up and how dominant he's been and how his numbers are absurd and how he's a righty Randy Johnson and how my reaction was I thought all weekend people were talking about a wrestler.
Yeah, that's what I think. So the answer is yes, you will be promoted. You will be because Major League Baseball needs a shot in the arm. We all know that. This is one of those shots in the arm. 2 studs at AmFam Field, 1:10. I think it's 1:10, Jesse, right?
1:10 tomorrow.
Whatever.
Yep.
There you go, 1:10. You don't get matchups like this. This is the most heralded matchup. What?
So Jesse, I think, has given all of the state of Wisconsin off for this as a result of the
Everyone
matchup.
should find a way to get in front of a TV or a radio to consume this game tomorrow.
Guy.
Yes, they should.
He's a team guy. That's what he does.
You know, the irony of what you just said, baseball needs a shot in the arm, which is the last time baseball had a shot in the arm is when they had a shot in the arm.
Good one.
Is that where the shots
it's more
go?
of a shot in the keister.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a shot in the keister, though, not in the arm, but I digress.
Oh, well, you would know.
Oh, wow. Actually, I definitely would not. All right, Jason, I think I'm done with Evan. I don't know if you are.
I think we're good for today.
I put me, Rust, and Scalzo as the big 3 of Jason Disco.
I don't think Scalzo would make that list.
He definitely doesn't. He definitely does not
I
make
do
that
think
list.
that you're right about the first 2, but I don't know who would be his 3rd. It's a great question.
It's not Brad. It's
Jason?
not Kyle. It's not Jim. It's not Matt. How about Jen, Gabe, and Chewy?
If you can't figure out who it is, it might be you, Tausch.
Today it might be me. That's fair.
Jason, you should have just cut me off and said nobody could top my hatred for Tausch. That would have been good.
Thanks, Evan. We appreciate you.
Doesn't sound like it, though. But all right, thanks, guys.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
The pitch, and Yelich, a drive out to right. That ball is back, and it is gone. Christian Yelich, a 2-run shot.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. An iconic moment.
Coming up on 1 minute left. Just the three.
Ben Bruss triple sealing a comeback in the round of 32 versus Oregon in Milwaukee. The Badger legend recalling it like it was yesterday.
I talked to the Bradley Center people who work at Fiserv now, and they told me, everyone has told me that is the loudest that they've ever heard that arena.
That got you hyped up? Replay a banner year on the ESPN Wisconsin app under the Varsity tab. Plus, relive even more at the Made 'em Believe event on Thursday. Tickets available at uwhoops2015.com.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Thanks to Evan Cohen. Always great to catch up with him, get his NBA insights. Are there 7 teams, and should the Packers fan base be among those who fervently believe they are a Super Bowl team? Because he counted them in that group.
Oh, for sure, but it's so interesting to me because, Jason, you've been covering this league a long time. And when I played, I was fortunate. When you have a quarterback, everybody believes. I've told you this 1,000 times if I've told you once. But the NFL has done such a great job of making, and I know we got a fun little promo coming up, but making you believe that you can win a championship. That every year you only have 16. And the difference, why I think, is you can pull off a big upset once.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pull off a big upset 4 times. The best team in the NBA wins a championship. The best sometimes isn't the best because they're not the healthiest, but you ain't winning 4 out of 7 with all the adjustments if you're not the best. NFL, you can go and have a crap game where you throw 3 picks. Green Bay could have beaten Phil. Who knows? But Detroit would play Washington, and I would bet if they were fully healthy, if there's a 7-game series, they're winning it. But one time, they can't, and that's it. And that's the difference.
It is indeed. All right, we need to get to the 10 o'clock hour. Tausch mentioned it. Made Him Believe is right around the corner. 2 days from today, there are a small number of tickets still available for you to be there at the Orpheum Theater on Thursday night with the aforementioned Ben Brust as the master of ceremonies. Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker, Josh Gosser, Bo Ryan, they'll all be there to commemorate the 10-year anniversary of that 2015 team that reached the national championship game, and you can be there and be part of it. Just go to uwhoops2015.com. That's uwhoops2015.com, or just scan the QR code that's up on your screen right now if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Again, Made 'Em Believe, Thursday night at the Orpheum Theater. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Milwaukee Brewers homestand hosting 2 of the worst teams in baseball. Not off to a great start last night. The Brewers fall 5-4 in the first of a 3-game set, hosting the last-place Pittsburgh Pirates. Christian Yelich belting his 15th home run of the season. Not good enough for the Crew as they fall in Game 1 of the series. Game 2 tonight, 6:40 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts on 100.5 ESPN after 6 o'clock. Following Jim, Matt, and Molly. Tonight's game televised on local TV, Channel 3, WISC TV. And, of course, it is the precursor for the big one tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. Paul Skeens for the Pirates, Jacob Mizorowski, the Miz, on the mound for Milwaukee. That's tomorrow afternoon at 1:10 in the 3-game series finale. Football, the true offseason part of the offseason, is underway for the Green Bay Packers as they get set for the start of training camp on July 23rd. Check out the latest from around the NFL over at ESPNWisconsin.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now, and it begins with a rivalry that is the most historic in football, but has not been very sexy of late. Confidence is sexy, don't you think?
Confidence is very sexy, don't you think?
Still have that one.
I was going to say, that surprised me you had that queued up.
Kind of surprised me it worked, yeah.
Big voice guy on Vortex Golf, though. Does he still work? Look, I have said, I'm on the record, this is not popular with Packers fans. I would like Caleb Williams to be good because I think it would make Packers-Bears a really fun rivalry again. A back and forth. I know they split their games last year thanks to the middle finger of Carl Brooks being just long enough to deflect that last field goal at Soldier Field. But let's be honest here. Caleb Williams is not exactly adept at trash talking at this point, from what I can tell. Jesse, you have a clip of him talking at Fanatics Fest, and I saw this, and this is lame. Here's Caleb Williams.
Super lame. Cringy? Super lame. Here you go.
Green Bay, I mean, they suck, but it was after the game, after we won at Lambeau, 1-0 at Lambeau right now. So obviously you try and do the Lambeau leap, and we actually tried to jump in the crowd where our fans were, and they start throwing everything at you, they push you off, and the Lambeau leap, it's a real leap. It's not a little baby jump. You actually have to high jump basically, and then they're pushing you, mushing your face. I mean, that was probably that. And then I had one today. I was actually in a car, and I got ran down for 6 blocks in the car. Yeah, that was fun.
By a Packers fan? I don't understand that story.
I think someone took his package.
I've heard that's a problem going around these days. And then he was at some sort of concert where he was also yelling that Green Bay sucks. What are we doing here? Like, do we have no, creativity at all? Like, there was that lame attempt by Ben Johnson. Oh, I really enjoy beating Matt LaFleur. Like, what is this, Tausch? Because you played in this rivalry. It was largely one-sided during your time in the Packers' favor. But I'm starting to have some remorse about suggesting that I want him to be good to make the rivalry more interesting. Because this is lame.
You should have remorse. It's insecurity is what it is. And I think it was Bears fans knew it for a long time, and I think when Rodgers hit him with the "I own you," I think it hit son of a gun. He does. They do, and it's irritating. And for a proud fan base, and again, I respect the heck out of Chicago, the Bears, Urlacher and the whole crew, and we played. A ton of respect for how they went about their business. They have not gotten it right at quarterback. And that is predominantly why the rivalry has shifted as hard as it has. And there comes a sense that you need to, and I fall into this too, when you're giving a speech or if you're out and somebody asks about the Bears, it's, at these political rallies, you get a red steak and you fire it up to your base. It's just stuff that you say, and people just go eat it up like dogs. They come at that steak. That's what he was trying to do. He wanted to get some, get a little energy and a little juice in the room. He's not there yet. It's not because you can say what you want, and yes, they did win a game. By the way, Green Bay didn't need to win. I know they ended up being a 7 and having to play Philly. I get all that.
Would have been nice to win it.
They were not. That was not a fully engaged Packer team that afternoon. You can't tell me differently. Is that our fault? Absolutely. But that's what this is, Jason. This is an insecurity that I think Bears players, because they're sick of it, for as much as you could say, well, every year stands on its own, when you hear things over and over, whether it's from fans, the mailman, when you're at the grocery store, you get sick and tired of it, and that's where the Bears are at this point with their rivalry with the G&G.
Is there any part of you that is concerned that they have moved closer to this being a rivalry? With the hiring of Ben Johnson, with the quarterback they have, it seems like they've shored up their offensive line, although they did. It is older guys, so we know how that can go. But does that concern you in any way?
I think that you can make an argument. They were pretty dysfunctional last year. I mean, you start hearing the stories about not watching film together and, their coach and how that all played out. They still did beat us once. And you don't have to like Ben Johnson's trash talk, but you certainly have to respect what he did in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
You just do. So whether or not they have the pieces to pull it off, and I think the offensive line is going to be the difference, because Ben Johnson was able to do a lot of really fun stuff because their O-line is good, and they ran the ball good. When is the last time Chicago's been really good on the ground and good protecting their quarterback? Been a while.
Mm-hmm.
So you answered the question, Jason. How is that older offensive line? Can they stay healthy and can they hold up? Because if they do, their defense usually figures things out and gives their team a chance to win, a la last year. Their offense was inept. I still don't know how they ended up going down getting a field goal at the end, because even with all the junk that happened in that game, they couldn't muster jack until they did.
Mm-hmm.
So do I worry about it? I think Chicago has a chance to be better. And Green Bay needs to be much better than they played in that last game of the season, in the sloppy game, because it was, to take a line from Billy Madison, it was extra. Well, how did he say that? You want your sloppy, sloppy, sloppy Jones. That's how we played. It was sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. They better be better, because I do think Chicago will be better than what they were last year.
Well, if your shower is sloppy, 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 you need to call Doug and Kohler Services.
Yeah, looking to update your bath or shower? Well, our friends at Kohler Services have an offer for you. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation. Well, that is always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
We'll play some Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until June 30th. Why drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary? Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk about Carbless and their refreshing flavors all the time. One of my favorites is watermelon, and Carbless just dropped the Watermelon Vodka Cocktail 4-pack. Perfect for chilling, grilling, or game day thrills. You know the drill. Zero sugar, unlimited flavor. Enjoy clean, crisp refreshment without the guilt. That's what Carbless does. Find the new Watermelon 4-packs wherever you get your Carbless. Crack open the taste of summer and get your bliss on.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Play where the Badgers play and enjoy a round at University Ridge Golf Course, the official course of the University of Wisconsin. It's easy to see why University Ridge is consistently rated one of the best public courses in Wisconsin, winning awards every year since 1992. Whether it's a tournament, corporate event, or just a golf outing with family and friends, University Ridge Golf Course will make sure you have an enjoyable golf experience from start to finish. Book your tee time today at universityridge.com. That's universityridge.com.
When you or a loved one are faced with an unexpected injury or illness, Stoughton Health's urgent care is there for you. Stoughton Health has 4 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have urgent care locations in Stoughton, Oregon, McFarland, and Cottage Grove with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health accepts over 160 insurances, including Dean Health Plan, Quartz, Humana, and more. Please visit stoughtonhealth.com for more information. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
The 2025 NBA Draft.
Cooper Flag is on another level.
Coverage begins Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern and continues Thursday at 7:30 on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. Presented by ZipRecruiter.
Play a little Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank.
Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. Hey, remember that NFC North Roundtable article?
Oh, we got a lot of stuff out of that.
There's still more to get. We're getting every crumb out of the bottom of the bag from this article that the NFC North NFL Nation writers at ESPN collaborated on from last Monday. It's like 10 days old, but still a gift that keeps on giving. All right, Take It to the Bank. The Chicago Bears front office, speaking of Caleb Williams and the Bears, the Chicago Bears front office was the clear winner of the offseason of the 4 teams in the NFC North. One of the questions was which front office was the winner of the offseason. And I believe unanimously the NFL Nation writers all said the Chicago Bears, including Rob Domofsky. Take It to the Bank, you agree with all of them. The Bears won the offseason.
Yeah, what's new? The Bears are the offseason champions of the last 5 years. Every year. And I think, and listen, man, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, it's because their media market is bigger and people want them to be good and they've been the worst, so they have the most to gain. You could say that their rosters stunk and they continue to try to add pieces, and then by September and October, everybody's like, well, the O-line stinks. Well, they can't do this. Blah, 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 blah. So do I understand why they say that? Because they added Benny Johnson. They added Tooney, and they're trying to solidify that. Sure. Hey, congratulations. You all won the offseason again. Awesome.
First of all, they did win the offseason by hiring Ben Johnson. He is, in 2025, what Mike Holmgren was in 1992 for the Green Bay Packers.
Whoa.
He is the young, hot-shot, offensive-minded head coach that everybody wanted, and the Bears were the ones that got him. Remember, he spent the previous year in the hiring cycle turning down opportunities to come back for another year with the Lions. And so, as Rob points out, not only did the Bears land the hottest coaching candidate, but they weakened a division rival who he had worked for previously. Now, a correction, if I may. Kevin Seifert didn't vote for the Bears.
Oh,
just wait. Jesse said something wrong?
Probably should have had the article pulled up.
Kevin Seifert voted for the team he covers. He said the Vikings. And it's an interesting point, and I want to see how Tausch responds to what Kevin Seifert wrote, which is this. The Vikings surrounded McCarthy, J.J. McCarthy, their new quarterback, with one of the most experienced rosters in the league, courtesy of a cash expenditure of $341 million for 2025, according to Roster Management System. General Manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah elevated multiple areas of weakness by acquiring 3 new starters on the offensive line, same as the Bears, by the way, and 2 for the defensive line, along with a skilled number 2 running back in Jordan Mason. Although some of the new veterans have had recent injury histories, there are few holes in the presumptive starting lineup. I bring this up because I heard you earlier in our conversation with Evan correct him on the Vikings and putting them in they can have Super Bowl hopes, even though they've got a young quarterback who did not play last year. And I ask you, when you hear what Kevin wrote and you think back to now your greater appreciation, if that's the right word, of the Vikings as opposed to being dismissive of them as you were for so much of last season, is it possible that they are better, and it all comes down to whether or not the quarterback, with a coach who made Sam Darnold really good, who made Kirk Cousins really good, can make a guy with 0 regular season NFL snaps at quarterback and J.J. McCarthy similarly good?
So, I do not think J.J. McCarthy can lead this team to the playoffs. I don't. I've seen him at Michigan. He was fine. Michigan had first-round picks literally everywhere you looked. And they had Connor Stallions. Those are facts. Connor Stallions deserves a big part of that championship. Here's what I think is going to happen. Minnesota's front office and organization, I hate to say it because I don't like Minnesota. Don't like them at all. They're good. Their coach is really good. And I was hoping they'd bungle it and he'd leave, but that's not what happened. The Minnesota Vikings are going to pick up Kirk Cousins, and he is going to lead that team to the playoffs. That's what I think is going to happen.
Mark the tape.
So McCarthy will struggle. I think McCarthy will get some opportunities, and I think Captain Kirk, is going to come in, and he's going to have to put his little cape on, and they're going to come in, and they're going to end up getting one of the last wild card spots with Kirk Cousins leading their charge. That's what I think is going to happen.
Will we revisit Kissin' Cousins as a headline?
I do believe Kissin' Cousins will be quarterbacking when the G&G. When do they play them? Right at the end of the season again?
They do, yes, indeed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that in Minneapolis or is that down here in the old frozen tundra?
So the Packers 2 matchups with the Minnesota Vikings in 2025.
The heck voice was that?
I don't.
I'm getting excited for Happy Gilmore too. I'm on an Adam Sandler
starring
kick
Paul
here lately.
Skenes.
That's what's going on.
Frozen tundra.
They play them at Lambeau Field on November 23rd.
Okay.
And they close the regular season on January 4th at Minnesota and U.S. Bank Stadium on January 4th or 5th. So that will be the regular season finale between those two.
The Cousinator will have to win that game, and I believe the Green Bay Packers will either, again, I don't know, Detroit, I don't know how that's
win or
shake
lose.
out. No, Minnesota will need to win that game to get in the playoffs, and Cousins will have to lead them. That's what I think is going to happen. So their roster's good. Obviously, their receiving core is very good. Their offensive line, they've done some, as you just mentioned, some beefing up. So is Green Bay, by the way. So is Green Bay. This will be, that's how I see Minnesota. They will not, you're asking a lot. Unless he's Jaden Daniels, which he's not going to be. He's not. We'll see how great, if KOC is that good and he can get McCarthy to make a playoff push this season as basically a rookie, I am very nervous that in the next 2 or 3 year window, then the Minnesota Vikings are going to be a real problem. A real problem.
We've reached halftime.
At the frozen tundra.
We've reached halftime in Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. We will do part 2 coming up as we put a bow on this really good NFC North roundtable among the 4 beat writers that
missed
cover
this article. I hope they do it again.
I guess we'll get your take on this. Am I crazy?
I will reveal if Tausch is crazy after I tell you that Associated Bank, they're crazy about great customer service. They make sure that they've got early pay, so you have access to your direct deposit from your employer up to 2 days early, that they have credit monitoring to make sure your credit score is where you need it to be. If, say, you're purchasing a new living room set from Steinhofels. And they've got fraud protection in case someone steals your package and then tries to keep it and doesn't pay you back. All of those things and more, plus Packers checking, Badgers checking, and Brewers checking. Go to AssociatedBank.com to read all about it. Part 2 of Take It to the Bank is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft grace zone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Morgan Wallen Live. I'm the Problem Tour 2025. Historic 2 consecutive shows at Camp Randall Stadium, Saturday, June 28th, and second show added June 29th with Miranda Lambert and Ella Langley. On sale now at UWBadgers.com. I'ma need some whiskey glasses. Morgan Wallen, Live 2025.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
The ESPN Madison Open, presented by Coors Light, is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing up our bags and teeing off at TPC, Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison, dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open, also brought to you by Carbless, Zimbrick Honda, Siding Unlimited, Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, Clear Vision Pro Wash, and Vortex Optics.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honeys.
We're on the Bucks.
We don't have any Robins now. It's Batman.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
It's just straight up Batman by himself taking on Gotham City.
Madison's home of the Bucks. 100.5 ESPN.
I hope someday we'll sit down together and laugh with each other about these days. All our troubles we'll lay to rest and we'll wish we could come back to these days.
We come out of the locker room for the second half of Take It to the Bank, presented by Associated Bank. Now, Jesse, before kickoff, let's go down to the field and talk to Tom Rinaldi, who says that Matt LaFleur prays every time Anders Carlson trots out onto the field, which went over very well with the coach.
Nice.
Look, I'm a KOC believer. And while
Kwesi Adolfo...
Kwesi Adolfo Menso.
But that's Kevin O'Connell's
Yes,
KOC.
I'm not talking about the general manager.
I got a lot of three-name people.
He would be K.A.
Jason, who's a better coach? Who's a better coach?
Kevin O'Connell. I think he's really, really good.
How would you power rank the coaches in the NFC North?
Well, I'm not putting Ben Johnson ahead of Matt LaFleur.
No.
When he hasn't coached a game yet. And look, I'm going to reserve judgment. And look, I was wrong the first time, but I'm going to put myself out there to be wrong again on Dan Campbell.
Yeah, you will.
I did not think Dan Campbell and his kneecap-biting, tough guy spiel was going to work.
That ain't your deal. You ain't interested in
And they started
kneecaps.
1-7.
Yeah, they did.
So
crappy the year before, too.
So, again, I am eager to see how this season goes when he doesn't have a defensive coordinator who got a head coaching job and an offensive coordinator who I moments ago compared to Mike Holmgren, who should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, by the way. So I'm putting Matt LaFleur second, but I am a KOC believer. I like everything about him. And he played in the league.
You don't even know anything about him.
Who was that we said that about?
That was Homer.
That was Homer.
Yeah. Tyler Lancaster, I think.
No, it was a linebacker. Number 44, Jason. Number 44, a linebacker for the G&G. I don't remember his name, though.
Oh, he was that linebacker out of TCU. He was a 7th-round pick.
Ty Summers.
2019.
Yep.
I like him, and I don't even know anything about him. One of the all-time great radio quotes ever.
I love everything about him, and I don't know anything about him.
Indeed.
That is so Homer.
It's our guy.
Couldn't be more Homer.
Let's get to the second half.
Is it possible, Jason, that
or not?
Matt LaFleur is the third best? If you're ranking right now, he'd be the third coach drafted. Is that possible in the NFC?
It's possible he could be the last coach drafted out of the NFC North.
Yeah, I would. First of all, if the Packers were to move on from him, I do believe he would have a line around the block of teams that would be interested in him.
Agree.
So
but would there be a longer line for Dan Campbell and for KOC?
Yeah, I think Dan Campbell is an acquired taste. I think he is good for a specific type of team. I'm still a doubter on him, and I'm happy to be. If they go and win the Super Bowl this year, I will stand right here and say I was 1,000,000% wrong once again on Dan Campbell. I am. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, but for me personally, he needs to prove it to me that he can do it with 2 new coordinators now. Because Nick Sirianni was a really good coach. Then he lost both his coordinators. Wasn't so good of a coach. Then got 2 really good coordinators again. One who'd been a head coach previously in Vic Fangio, and one who is now a head coach. It's happened again with Kellen Moore, and they won a Super Bowl. So, again, I do think good coaches hire good coaches who make them look like even better coaches. So we'll have to wait.
Yeah. That's not a. By the way, that should be a positive.
Yes, absolutely.
When your coaches are getting poached. That means you know what the hell you're doing. Like Jeff Hafley, I hope gets poached. Because that means we're doing great.
Yep.
Right?
Totally agree.
Okay. I do wonder. First off, thank you, Courtney Cronin and Seifert and Domovsky and Woodyard. Because y'all have been awesome. I wonder if you had those 3. I'm not even going to put Ben
anything
Johnson
from their article in this segment because we didn't get to any of it yet.
But that's what makes it great, Jesse. That you get some adjacent material. Yeah. That's the beauty of a good piece. Is you get some adjacent.
It's round table adjacent. It's like that extra leaf that you spread the table out and then you put it inside to make it a larger table. That's what
Something
we've done
that.
here.
Yeah, I don't.
The OJs
I don't
are
know
getting
exactly
a lot of run
what
with
that
their
means,
music
yes.
today on this show. I can tell you that much.
Didn't you ever have a table growing up that you pulled the 2 sides apart and then you put the middle in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know
That's
what that
we've
means to adjacency with that because that's
it's
not
a round.
adjacent.
It's a round table. Is the
becomes
story
a long table? Yeah.
Okay.
Because now we've inserted a section into it without reading any of their.
You don't typically think of round tables with the leaf, though. Usually it's long tables that you do that with, not the circular.
Or you remove a leaf to make it a circular table when it's naturally a longer table.
You can't turn a rectangle table into a circle.
Okay, this is
unless you got a saw. Come on, that's ridiculous, right? I mean, what are you doing? Jason, I got to ask you this. So the AFC
Can you
East,
tease it?
Sure. Do we have a read with it, or do we just go with it?
Nope, just tease away, buddy.
All right. If the AFC East has a draft, all 4 teams are looking for a coach, how would they address, and every NFC North coach is available, how would that thing shake itself out? I want to hear what Jason has to say, and I'd like to hear what Jesse has to say, and we're going to probably do that, some type of adjacency, next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Jim Rutledge from Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team for the 3rd year in a row. Help us win it all this year and vote every day this month at MadisonMagazine.com/BOM.
Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Now through August 17th. Play free daily in the Quick Rewards app and earn bonus plays with every eligible purchase. Grab one with hot food. That's 2 bonus plays. Each week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, all the way to a $250,000 grand prize. So open the app and get climbing. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents residing in Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, South Dakota, North Dakota, or Wisconsin. Ends August 17th. Bonus plays require qualifying purchase. See full rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhafels. Shop Steinhafels Summer Sale and get 10% off store-wide. Plus, if you use Steinhafels Special Financing, you'll get up to a $300 MasterCard. Only at Steinhafels.
Coming up on 1 minute left. Plus the three.
Ben Bruss triple sealing a comeback in the round of 32 versus Oregon in Milwaukee. The Badger legend recalling it like it was yesterday.
I talked to the Bradley Center people who work at Fiserv now, and they told me, everyone has told me that is the loudest that they've ever heard that arena.
Replay a banner year on the ESPN Wisconsin app under the Varsity tab. Plus, relive even more at the Made 'em Believe event on Thursday. Tickets available at uwhoops2015.com.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Sip into a flawless summer. Hey, it's KBN's Brad Nortman. Let carbless, ready-to-drink cocktails be your passport to pool parties, patio hangouts, cookouts, and pure summer bliss. Carbless is here to spark a summer of flavor and fun. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and of course, all the good vibes. From fruity flavors to refreshing fizz, Carbless stands out in a sea of same-old seltzers. See what flavors fit your summer. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and enter to win a flawless summer prize pack today.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. Over the past 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's top destination for player development and advancement, including over 468 college commitments and 27 MLB draft picks. Their facility in Windsor is the home of GRB Rays baseball and features over 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training. Tryouts for the 2026 summer season begin July 22nd. Find full training programs and register now at grbacademy.com.
It's here. The You Pay When Employees Pay event at Metro Ford of Madison is on. For a limited time, enjoy employee pricing for all in-stock new Ford vehicles. Get behind the wheel of a 2024 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR for 60 months, $17.92 cost per thousand finance. Plus, enjoy up to $2,000 of bonus cash. And yes, you can defer payments for 90 days with approved credit. Offer ends June 30th. Hurry to Metro Ford of Madison today and browse their inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
The Miz
Mizorowski deals. Struck him out!
Versus Skeens.
100 miles an hour for Skeens!
It's the Brewers versus the Pirates. This Wednesday on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
It is now after 11 o'clock. We still have not finished up the roundtable. And Tausch has teased us with a very good question, which is, if the, do we want to call them the lowly AFC East?
Now the South is
No,
worse.
Buffalo ain't lowly.
No, it's
Buffalo
true.
Ain't lowly.
But you chose the East, right?
Well, I'm just trying. I had to pick a division that, for whatever reason, their coach is not available, and they're drafting, and they're saying, "All right, I get my pick of these 4 coaches in the NFC North." Because if I ask Minnesota, they're going to say, "Of course, yeah, I love KOC. Oh, I love LaFleur." Like, all right, so we have to spread it a little bit.
Yeah, the South has Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, and Tennessee.
Okay.
So whatever the case may be.
I don't care. You can
Sure.
Let's pick the South. I'm fine with that too.
All right. So
Tennessee,
with the
right now, they fire Old Boy. They get their pick of the litter from the NFC North. Who are they hiring tomorrow?
KOC.
All right. Houston. They get their pick of the litter. Who are they hiring right now?
Ben Johnson.
Oh, God.
I think Tennessee might take Dan Campbell.
Because he's more like Vrabel?
Bunch of young players trying to rally.
Why'd they fire Vrabel?
Turn the culture around. Vrabel's a different kind of tough guy. Like Dan Campbell's a rally, rah-rah.
The reason I thought it was interesting is there going to be a unanimous, I would bet that in that AFC South, again, Jacksonville, young quarterback, maybe they want Ben Johnson.
Yeah, they just hired Liam Cohen.
Wouldn't I rather have Matt LaFleur, who's shown that he's done it, than Benny J?
Would any of those hasn't
teams
done it with a young quarterback yet either.
He's done it with Darnold and Cousins.
He has.
That's
Indeed,
pretty
but
good.
But not a rookie
but
or whatever JJ
he's had
is.
Jay Jettis with him. Is he doing that without Jay Jettis? I don't know.
It's a good question.
Would there be a team that would pick Matt LaFleur to take on over the other 3 if they had that choice?
Yeah, Tennessee. He was there before. The ownership knows him. I bet that they would.
And they let him go.
Yeah, because he was in conflict with their existing head coach, I believe. If we're being honest.
Okay.
I think I've heard stories that if he hadn't gotten the Packers job, Vrabel was going to fire him, which it does not, in my opinion, reflect poorly on Matt LaFleur. It reflects poorly on Mike Vrabel because he's obviously shown that the guy can coach offensively.
Well, they didn't show it when they were in Tennessee together. I think their offense sucked.
Well, if I recall correctly, they were playing like Blaine Gabbert that year. And Mariota was hurt and everything else. But they gave the ball to Derrick Henry, right? And that was pretty much their entire offense.
Was that the game that they came up? Was LaFleur there when they had, what's-his-name, torched us up on that Thursday night of decision weekend? Validation Thursday, we called it? Or was that a different year?
LaFleur was the head coach for Validation
LaFleur was the head coach of the Packers for Validation
Okay,
Thursday.
so when Tannehill came in and did that, it wasn't LaFleur running the show for Tennessee. It was LaFleur
Arthur
was running
Smith.
the show for the G&G.
Yeah. It was Arthur
That was
Smith.
about as embarrassing of a night as I can remember. That was
It did not go well. It was not a good thing.
Have we won a game on Amazon?
It's been a minute.
I think we're 0-3 on Amazon.
Well, Bezos was rumored to buy the Bears back in the day. So my point is, the whole reason I thought this was interesting is you do believe Tennessee would hire LaFleur over the other 3.
I do.
But you said KOC when I first asked.
Well, because I thought we were doing independent of actual teams. And then you said Tennessee specifically subsequently, and I thought, you know what? I think they would hire him. He has history with their ownership. And they've seen how good
So they were going to fire him. And now they
the coach was going to fire him. The ownership wasn't. The coach was, I think.
Well, what
Vrabel
is
has control of his
interesting to me
staff.
about this? There is no doubt Matt LaFleur is the most tenured and most successful of those 4 other 3 coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that if the AFC South was drafting a coach, I don't think LaFleur would get the majority of the votes.
No. I agree.
I think I think there might be a chance if you do it like a Heisman vote where you got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you add up the points. I think LaFleur might finish 4th in that.
That would be a travesty.
I would agree.
He's a better coach than that.
I don't think so. I think he'd finish 3rd because I think he'd get a lot of 2nd and 3rd place. I don't know if he's getting any first place votes in that.
It's interesting. That's an interesting way to put it, actually. And obviously the first place votes are worth the most points. We need to get to the 11 o'clock hour. We also will have trivia during that time. And, of course, Whoa Nelly. And maybe we'll get to the final topics.
Finish this thing up.
From the round
Save
table.
it for next week. Why not?
Stick around. We start the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Celebrations Entertainment, complete event services for weddings, corporate events, non-profit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more. Go to celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. The Milwaukee Brewers fall 5-4 in the opener of a 3-game set with the Pittsburgh Pirates at American Family Field last night. Not a good start to a week, featuring 2 last-place teams coming to American Family Field for the homestand, with the Pirates during the week and the Colorado Rockies over the weekend. Christian Yelich did belt his 15th home run of the season last night in the loss. Brewers still 3.5 back of the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. Brewers and Pirates back at it tonight, 6:40 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Tonight's game available on local TV on Channel 3, WISC TV in Madison. And, of course, it is the precursor for the big one tomorrow afternoon. Paul Skeens pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates against the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, for the Brewers 1:10 tomorrow afternoon in the series finale at American Family Field. Wilde and Tausch continues right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
We head to the fourth quarter of Take It to the Bank.
Gonna need a comeback.
Let's get some orange slices. It's been a long journey. We got to get hydrated. Soccer it.
Presented by Associated Bank.
This song again. All right, Take It to the Bank, Part 4, presented by Associated Bank. According to the NFL Nation NFC North Roundtable article, the gift that keeps on giving from 10 days ago, your next question, Take It to the Bank, as outlined by Rob Demovsky, ESPN NFL Nation Packers reporter. Jeff Hafley will get an interview to be an NFL head coach for the 2026 season. Tausch, you going to take that to the bank?
Yeah, I'll take that to the bank. I'm going to put it in a safe deposit box. I think he gets a job. The dude's a leader. I think he's done a great job here. And if this defense now, a lot of people doubting, Oh, you haven't done this with the pass rush. Oh, your defensive backs, any injury, blah, 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 blah. All fair. I'm going off of what we saw. And again, I might be a little palmy because of what they did against that Philly offense, and they stifled them for a vast majority of that game. The Bears, the Bears stunk. They couldn't move the ball at all until, of course, they did. I think it's going to be a big boy year, and if it's a big boy year and this defense is as good, if not better, than what it was last year, and if they can just find ways in the big boy games to do it, Jeff Hafley will be a head coach in the NFL next year. You get what I'm saying? Next year.
Mm-hmm. 26 season.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, I'm Team Tausch and Team Rob Domofsky on this one. I think you're right. Look, it's been a while. It's been a minute, as you like to say, since the Packers had a defensive coordinator that anyone would want. Right? Dom Capers had been a head coach for two different organizations. He was not going to get a third bite at that apple. And he was a really good defensive coordinator. I know #Fire Capers became popular, but those 09 and 10 defenses were damn good defenses. And they won a Super Bowl. And if we're going to relitigate Aaron Rodgers' career like we kind of were yesterday during the conversation about Giannis versus him, if they had better defenses, I'd like to see what their postseason success rate would look like. Now, there was a game where his defense did everything it needed to do. Jair Alexander picked off 2 passes against Tom Brady. Remember him? Jair Alexander, he was good once upon a time. And he didn't do enough with them. There was the San Francisco 49ers game where the only points they scored were on special teams. So that defense did its job too. But the bottom line is that Jeff Hafley seems different to me. And I agree that he is going to be a candidate. He did interview with the Jets, although the Jets did interview a lot of people. But I am very curious to see if he can match and exceed what his first-year defense did, and if so, A, where that takes this Green Bay Packers team, and B, where it takes him to a head coaching job next year. Is there anything left? I'm sure there is.
There's one more question. Should we do it? You ready for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Hail Mary at the end of the game here. Take it to the bank as predicted by 3 of the 4 NFC North NFL Nation reporters. Bears rookie tight end Colston Loveland, not Packers receiver Matthew Golden, will be the best rookie in the division this season. Colston Loveland, highly thought of tight end that the Bears drafted in the first round, will be the best rookie in the NFC North this year instead of Matthew Golden. You going to take that to the bank, Tausch?
All right, remind me who the Lions picked. They have a lineman that's going to play a lot, right? That's a rookie? Am I correct?
I think he was a second-round pick, but yes.
That's fine. Hey, I'm not beholden to only first-round picks. I've seen 5th, 6th, 7th-round picks play pretty early. So I'm not going to just sit here and say, oh, it's only got to be a first-round pick.
Tate Ratledge of Georgia was the 57th overall pick and probably their starting center.
And I don't know who their first-round pick was. Minnesota.
Tyleek Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State.
That's who Minnesota picked?
No, that was the Lions' first-round pick.
Oh, okay.
What was your asking?
I am not taking that to the bank. Isn't Cole Kmet still on that team?
He is.
Isn't he still?
Yep.
So Loveland might come in and he might be fine. No. Tight end? Yeah, Matthew Golden's going to get opportunities. My guy, Sevion, is going to get some opportunities.
Sevion Blanc.
I'm just not fully committed to, oh, they got Ben Johnson, and all of a sudden now, what, you think this Bears offense is going to be star-spangled awesome? Well, let's see. Let's see, but I certainly won't be taking that to the bank. Can guarantee that.
I would love to pick Matthew Golden, but I'm not as sold on the number of opportunities. I just don't know what his rookie season will look like. Maybe it'll be a 1,000-yard season, and we'll all be looking back on this going, what the hell were we doing here in this round table that took us 6 weeks to finish? Loveland? Matthew Golden led the Packers in receiving. It was their first 1,000-yard receiver since Davante Adams left. That could be. But I also remember that it took Davante Adams a while to become a 1,000-yard receiver. Some people did. It also, look, we've covered this, but there are 9 guys right now at wide receiver that I think are deserving of a roster spot potentially. 9 guys. Okay. That's a lot.
9 times.
That's what I was going for. Ferris Bueller. I was told at Jeff and Monroe's son's wedding that I look like Matthew Broderick. Anybody seeing that on the panel?
What time? How much drinking was being done?
It was before cocktail hour started.
Is that a compliment?
I don't know. I said I usually get Clooney when people do.
I kind of see it. I'll get a picture up here.
No, not Clooney. Yeah, every once in a while you gotta stop and look around. You might miss it. So, what was I saying before I brought up
I have no
Matthew
idea.
Broderick?
Trying to piece together what you just said there, and I don't know. So
the line, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you might miss it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Matthew Broderick.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've got 9 guys at wide receiver, even though they're not going to keep 9 guys, and even though Matthew Golden is a first-round pick, I don't think we can just say, oh, he's going to have 60 catches for 900 yards and 8 touchdowns. Maybe he will. We'll see. But they got some other guys that are going to have a say in that. So I don't know enough about Loveland to predict that. The Vikings' first-round pick is also an offensive lineman from Ohio State who played with Tate Ratledge, who was a second-round pick by the Lions. So, yeah, what do you think?
I could see it. Yeah, I guess I could see it.
It's there.
Must be the
both
glasses.
wear glasses. Yep.
Yes, and both of us drink Coors Light.
Oh, really? I love it. Coors Light.
No, maybe not.
Brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold package, so it's made to chillin' man. She been hot out all weekend. Graduation parties. Coors Light's there. Make sure that their cold-activated bottles and cans are blue. That's when I know that it is chilled to perfection. That's what I love about drinking Coors Light. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Time for trivia. It's Tuesday, Jesse. What category is it, and what color do you want?
Yar, shiver me timbers. The Milwaukee Brewers.
I'm out.
No, Captain Tausch.
I am not reading. I already did my voices today.
You have
I
to
can't
play.
do. Oh,
the people love ye pirate voice. It's one of the favorite things that you do.
They
around
hate
here.
it.
No, they love
think
it.
it's dumb.
They
They
love
don't
to
like
hate
it.
You have to do the pirate voice
true.
for
They do
pirate
love to hate
trivia
it.
with the
I'll do one.
dreaded Pittsburgh
I'll do
Pirates in town. Ahoy! It's Pirate Trivia Tuesday.
Oh boy. I don't like when the pirates come to town. I don't want to be a pirate. Seinfeld, Jason. Seinfeld.
I'm familiar. Do people love hating the voice, or do they just hate the voice? I think that's the key question here.
I think they hate the voice. That's what I think.
A very popular pirate trivia. Yar. What was the voice you were trying to do last week? Because it did sound like a pirate. Someone commented on that in the YouTube comments. You said you had... Oh, Tom Izzo. Your Tom Izzo. Was
Yeah, I do have a good Tom Izzo.
So do your Tom Izzo when you have your question today, and maybe that'll work for your
All right, I'll try my Tom Izzo.
There you go.
All right.
Paul Skeens, or as he's referred to on our show, because Tausch mispronounces his name, Skeenis, won 11 games last year. And this year, despite a 1.85 ERA, he is 4-6.
It's so sad.
So he won 11 games last year. He's won 4 games this year. That means he's got 15 career wins. Caller 15 right now. Caller 15, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 15 plays Wilde and Tausch Trivia next.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. Over the past 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's top destination for player development and advancement, including over 468 college commitments and 27 MLB draft picks. Their facility in Windsor is the home of GRB Rays baseball and features over 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training. Tryouts for the 2026 summer season begin July 22nd. Find full training programs and register now at grbacademy.com.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
After a storm, even seemingly small damage can lead to major problems. If your roof or siding took a hit with this recent storm, your insurance may cover the damage, but the process is still a nightmare. Badgerland Exteriors makes it seamless. They'll guide you through every step and get your family's home back in tip-top shape just as fast as that storm ripped through.
Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
The ESPN Madison Open presented by Coors Light is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing their bags and teeing off at TPC, Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open is also brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Starion Bank, Celebrations Entertainment, The Bogey Factory, Bruner Realty, and Hush Blackwell.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, with kids, sports, summer vacations, and plenty of other things keeping us busy this time of year, it's hard to plan meals ahead of time. That's why Pizza Hut is hooking us up with the Hut Hookup. Spend $7.99 at Pizza Hut today, and you get a free large one-topping pizza later. You heard that right. Pizza now and more more pizza later. Download the Pizza Hut app or order online today at pizzahut.com. The Hut Hookup, available now only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Switch on the sky and the stars glow for you. Go see the world 'cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes 'cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night. There's something in the air you can't deny. It's been fun, but now I've got to go.
Time for trivia. Even though Tausch is boycotting because he doesn't want to give his Irish pirate voice
I don't love it.
another run.
I don't love it.
So
But
wait,
I'll do
are you suggesting that you're going to do it now?
No, I will do it. Yeah, I will do it. I just don't like it.
Oh, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Time now for trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Let's welcome in our contestants. It is Brian in Williams Bay. Brian, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you, gentlemen?
We are very excited that the Pirates and Paul Steenis are in town, especially tomorrow's matchup, which you'll be able to hear on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the Madison home of Milwaukee Brewers baseball, and of course on 620 WTMJ, the flagship in Milwaukee. All right, question number one in Wilde and Tausch Pirate Trivia will come after Jesse tells his requisite pirate joke.
Brian, is it okay if I ask you one pirate question before we play trivia?
I certainly is.
Oh, good. I got some new material because I was called out last time, so these are good now.
They were pretty bad last time.
Why do pirates love yoga?
I give up.
I tell ya. They love exhaling.
I would have bet anything Plank would have been a part of that response.
No, it's exhaling. Working on their breathing and yoga. Don't worry, the closer's better.
I hope so. All right, Brian, question number one. Ahoy, matey! Show me the compass. Which of these directional Carolina universities be nicknamed the Pirates? Is it East Carolina, Western Carolina, or Coastal Carolina? Coastal be a direction.
East.
You will not be walking the plank for that answer. I now turn it over to Cabin Boy Nelson with question number two.
Yar, that'd be me. We gear up for the big finale coming up, Tausch. You get
Do you
ready.
have another joke first?
No. I'll do it at the end. The jokes aren't that good. Question two, Brian. All right, scallywags. Which of these Cy Young Award-winning pitchers has played for but did not win the award with the Pittsburgh Pirates? Was that Max Scherzer, Jake Arrieta, or Garrett Cole? They'd be fun pirate names.
Arrieta.
Jake Arrieta be the wrong answer. It was Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Also, based solely on the length of the question, It is the most words, which is a win for all of us, except those of us with ears.
Let me get my voice ready. All right, here we go. A shiver me timbers. Which of these be the real name of the New Jersey city where the main campus of Seton Hall University, the home of the Pirates, is located? Is it East Green? Is it South Orange? Or is it North Indigo?
Was this originally the first question?
I don't know.
South Orange.
Was that an easy one?
That was really easy. North Indigo? Has anyone ever heard of North Indigo?
I've never heard of South Orange.
Yeah.
It sounds like it would be on like the Jersey Shore. South or North Indigo, right?
Is South Orange like a major metropolis?
Maybe I just know more about Seton Hall than I should. But yeah, South Orange. Yeah.
Why do you know so much about Seton Hall?
Because they were in the national championship game in my youth. So I was intrigued by them back then.
1989, Rumiel Robinson hit a couple free throws to beat the Pirates.
Yeah. I'm sorry, who did they beat? The who?
The Pirates.
The Pirates! Yeah, that was pretty
You
good.
found it there at the end.
You did, that's what I'm saying.
I got better. I did get better.
That is your first noticeable Pirate improvement in 7 years.
Pip.
Better late than never. Jesse, before we say goodbye to Brian with his 2 of the possible 3 correct answers and 3 of the possible 4 correct or entries into the Vortex Golf drawing, did you have another joke you wanted to share?
Oh, I did have one more question for Brian, if you don't mind, Brian. Do you have anywhere to be, or can I ask you this question?
You can ask away.
What did the pirate say when invited for a treasure hunt? Do you know what he said, Brian?
I don't
know. You don't know?
I do not.
Building the suspense.
You know what he said? Absolutely.
That's pretty good.
Better, certainly by comparison, better than the first one. All right, Brian, good luck in
I'm
the
due
drawing.
for a win. I haven't won since Pickles.
Well,
Oh,
snap. Good luck. Thanks for playing, buddy.
They were good. Okay, have a good one.
All right, that is Wilde and Tausch trivia for today. We will get to Whoa Nelly next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
It's heating up at Metro Kia of Madison with their summer sticker sales event. Drive home the all-new 2025 Kia Sportage with 1.9% APR for 60 months, $1,748 cost per thousand finance. Hurry, this offer ends June 30th. Plus, if you own a current Kia EV or PHEV, you may qualify for an extra $1,000 loyalty bonus toward a 2025 EV6 or 2026 EV9. These sizzling deals won't last. Offers end July 7th. Head to Metro Kia of Madison today or browse their inventory at metrokiaofmadison.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025. Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Celebrate the red, white, and blue at the Bridges. On Sunday, June 29th, play a two-person scramble for just $120 per person, including 18 holes with a cart, prizes, and dinner. Find more details at golfthebridges.com today.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Immediate live show streaming. A homepage customized just for you. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN.
But if you're just doing this because you're starting to not believe the Packers are going to bring in a number one wide receiver.
The ESPN Wisconsin app. Everything in the palm of your hand.
Who are the top guys?
And Dobbs.
That is the problem.
No, I totally
that is
agree.
The problem. You have never called Xavier McKinney the wrong name.
Available in the Apple and Android App Store. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
I remember the nights when we were young, dumb, and wild and free. When I closed my eyes, I could see you in my sweatshirt, dancing around that college bar. These days I don't know where you are, but I get to keep these memories forever. Oh, I remember.
Well, if you were hoping for Wonelli, which I can't imagine you were.
That's not very nice.
That was not nice at all.
And I'm sending you the audio clip via Adam Schefter tweeting it out. We have some breaking news.
Oh, baby, now this is some breaking news.
Not gonna lie, I know that some of you are going to immediately say, I don't care. Don't care. But I think you do. Somewhere down deep inside, I think you care. Aaron Charles Rodgers, appearing on the Pat McAfee Show, says, and I quote, I'm pretty sure this is my last season, and that's pretty sure, by the way, and that's why we did the one-year deal. I've played 20 years, and I've enjoyed it. There's no better way to finish it than with Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tausch, your thoughts?
I get it. I think he likes the idea of it being that round number. You never know when he'll be very fortunate if he can actually be one of the few that go out on their own terms. So I think there was a part of me when he was able to play all 17 weeks last season, even though his season wasn't up to his standard of what he was hoping for. I thought that was really important to him, to play every week, especially coming off of an Achilles. But you don't know what if this season is a bigger bust. Is he going to be content with that? It sounds like yes. I think he has said this is going to be it. And I think for a lot of us, I think we hope that he goes out and has a good season. And we hope that the Packers smoke him when they go up to Pittsburgh. But I wouldn't be surprised. I would say the odds were this was going to be it regardless. I think his opportunities were a lot more limited than I think we ever would have imagined with how this offseason played. What were there? 2 teams that were interested, the Giants and Pittsburgh. Minnesota was not. So, yeah, I think it's a nice way to, kind of finish the career out if he can stay healthy and play and have a nice year. And he'll be one of the rare NFL players that can, retire on their own terms, which I think would mean a lot to him.
Can you envision a circumstance where it goes well enough that he says, I kind of want one more year? They don't have a clear-cut successor.
No. So I think, Jason, what was more likely is he's got sour, like it would be a sour taste. If he has a really good year and Pittsburgh makes the playoffs, and I don't think anyone thinks they're going to win a championship. I think he'll be content with that. If he has a sour year again, then I think he's going to be one of those guys. He wants to control the narrative. And if what happens if he gets injured again or if something happens?
Sure. Right.
Is he going to be all right with that? I think maybe he's now come to grips that he's at this age, and I think he realizes he can't move like he has in the past, and that was a big part of what he does. So I would not rule anything out with Aaron Rodgers, but I was thinking there was a chance this season he would not have played this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this might have been it because he got to 17. I think he realizes that Father Time is catching up with everybody, and he's going to give it everything he's got, and we'll see where it goes. But I thought that this would be it, and judging by his comments with McAfee today, that's the direction it sounds like it's going.
That would mean you could start the clock, and he would be a member of the 2030 Hall of Fame class, if I'm doing the math correctly, because it's 5 years. So it'll be 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if that turns out to be the case. They play each other in October, on October 26th. I am very intrigued to see what he does this year. I'm fully willing to admit that I will be paying attention to Steelers games, just like I paid attention or was planning on paying attention to most of the 2023 Jets games. When things went south with the Jets, that spiraled pretty quickly. I was not paying as close of attention about midway through the season, and then they picked up Devontae Adams, and I wanted to see what they would do. And it wasn't a whole lot, but he played better than people think. So I am curious
more likely
about that.
The season spirals or the season is a rocket ship for him.
A rocket ship that doesn't get to Mars but gets to the moon?
It's either a rocket ship. It leaves the atmosphere. Okay, it leaves the atmosphere. Is the rocket ship more likely to get up there and explore and do all right, not get to Mars, or is it going to
explode on the launch pad? No, I think it's going to get airborne. I do not think they're winning a Super Bowl. I do think they're making the playoffs.
Are they getting through the atmosphere?
Yep.
Are they going to go to the next dimension?
Yep. I think.
Really?
I don't know about the next dimension. That's a totally different. I think that's like time travel and stuff, right? But they are definitely. If you make me choose, I would choose that they're going to make the playoffs. And we'll see if that turns out to be the
more or less wins.
More. At least
I'll
9.
Take the less. I'll take less.
Okay, well, you've been right so far, right? His 2 years in New York were abject failures. So
I'll say this. They better get out to a fast start. They better.
The Steelers' 2025 schedule, for those of you who might be interested. They play at the New York Jets to open. Home against Seattle, at New England, home against Minnesota. Then they have an early bye week, just like the Packers do. Then they're home to the Browns, at the Bengals, and then home to the Packers in their 7th game of the season. That looks like it has the potential to be a pretty good fast start if they're any good. I am curious about one thing, though. Are Packers fans thinking about him not in terms of, I have fond memories of his time as the Packers quarterback, or, I don't like his persona that is currently who he is, or, boy, I really wonder if he's actually married to a person, or have they considered that he can really help his old team? If he plays well and they win games against the NFC North opponents that they have on their schedule, that helps the Packers. So are there people that are going to root for him? At least in those other 3 games, right? Against the Vikings, Lions, and Bears. Like, can they bring themselves to root for him in those, the folks that don't like him?
Yeah. Yeah, they can. I don't think any Packer fan is looking at it that way, though. I
don't think so. That's why I asked. I don't think so either.
Whoop them. Just whoop them when Pittsburgh plays Green Bay. It's going to be Green Bay. Let's go whoop them.
They do have, obviously, playing in the AFC North, they do have the Baltimore Ravens twice and the Bengals twice, but they don't have...
There's no way. Let's say, what was that, week 8? Is that right?
It is week 8, game 7 for both teams.
So if the Steelers are 1-6 or 1-7, if there's a bye before, I don't know when their bye is.
Week 5.
They'll never flex that game, right? That game's getting on NBC regardless, correct?
I would think so, yeah.
I can't wait.
What if he's hurt? That might be different.
Correct.
You really think it's going to go that badly? That you think it's possible?
No. I think they're going to be.
1-6?
I think they'll be. I think no. I'm just asking a question. I think the Steelers are going to struggle. I do.
But not 1-6. Maybe 2-5.
1-6 is terrible. I think it'd be 3-4 or 4-3, somewhere in that. That's where I think they'll probably be at that point.
All right. Well,
And by the way, the G&G got 2 games out the gate. They better get moving too. But then after that, it's smooth sailing until what? Thanksgiving.
Packers open the season home against Detroit, home against Washington, at Cleveland, at Dallas. Then they have their bye week, the same week as the Steelers. Then home against the Bengals, at the Cardinals, and then at the Steelers. They could be 6-0 going into that Steelers game.
It's a lot of roadies. They're going to lose one of those roadies.
Well,
I hope it's not the Steelers.
We'll have to wait and see. We will wrap up today's show next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Miz
Mizorowski deals. Struck him out.
versus Skeens.
100 miles an hour for Skeens.
It's the Brewers versus the Pirates. This Wednesday on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. It's an exciting time of year as we get into the heart of the summer. And while that means more time in the sun, more time spent with friends and family, and more time at home or traveling, it also means more money being spent to do all those things. And if you're looking to save some cash, why not save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar? Our family made the switch to solar, and we love it. But at first, we weren't even sure where to start. That's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also keeping the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. An iconic moment. Coming up on 1 minute left. Push the three. Ben Bruss triple sealing a comeback in the round of 32 versus Oregon in Milwaukee. The Badger legend recalling it like it was yesterday.
I talked to the Bradley Center people who work at Fiserv now, and they told me, everyone has told me that is the loudest that they've ever heard that arena.
Replay a banner year on the ESPN Wisconsin app under the Varsity tab. Plus, relive even more at the Made 'em Believe event on Thursday. Tickets available at uwhoops2015.com.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Closing up shop, putting a bow on it. As our show comes to an end. Jerryod in the YouTube comments, I am a Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, and Bengals fan 3 times this year. As long as they sweep the rest of the division, all good with me. Yeah. There's all those AFC North teams can certainly help the Packers. Of course, the Lord helps those who help themselves. And the Packers obviously have to win their games against that same division. They do not have the lowly AFC South to beat up the way last year they did. And they had a 15-win team, a 14-win team, and an 11-win team in the NFC North. We mentioned Aaron Rodgers saying on Pat McAfee that he's pretty sure this is going to be his last year.
Wordsmith. Did they ask him about his marriage?
I don't know. I'm not watching that show. I'm watching ours.
I am sure we will find out if they asked him about his marriage, and I'm guessing they did not.
I have a question before we go. Yesterday, he was narrowly leading the polling against Giannis. Is that how it ended up?
Whose Wisconsin sports achievements do you hold in higher regard as their careers currently stand? And different perspective now that we know this is Aaron Rodgers' official last season, according to him. Aaron Rodgers, 50.5% of the vote.
Wow.
Giannis, 49.5%. So almost 50-50, about as close as you can get. Aaron Rodgers just slightly winning the poll. His achievements in higher regard.
I am being told that the Pat McAfee crew did indeed ask Aaron Rodgers about his wife. I don't know what was said. I'm still doing this program, but I'm being told that he did respond. Pat McAfee show tweeting out that he sounded off on living life in the public eye.
He sounded off on it?
Sounded off, like vented.
That's rich.
That'll be fun.
So I can't wait to listen to that. I can't wait to not listen to that after the show ends. All right, that's it for us today. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It'll be a Brian Bulaga scheduled to appear day, an Uncle Homer scheduled to appear day, and Wisconsin Geography Wednesday trivia instead of Irish-American pirate trivia from Tausch. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcast